More than 229,000 Americans have died because of COVID-19, and each of those people was important to their families. Tonight, working with videographer Dan Holland, I want to share the story of a man who should be important to all of us. Walt Monahan of Kenmore was the type of man who built this country and this community. And we lost Walt. His wife and family lost Walt in the earliest days of the pandemic. The morning coffee routine is much different these days in Valerie Monahan's Kenmore home, and not at all what she expected.
This isn't what I thought was going to be my life. I had no idea that in October of 2020 that I'd be by myself.
For 50 years, half a century, Valerie shared morning coffee with her husband Walt. But last March, Walter Monahan, husband, father, grandfather, community volunteer, and Vietnam veteran, became just the second person in Erie County to die of COVID-19.
I've had so many friends say, well, where do you think he got it? We have no idea. None.
Walt came down with what they thought was a bad cold or bronchitis in the early days of the pandemic. He was extremely tired, coughing, and his head ached.
I said, honey, look at your hands. They're blue, and I don't even know why I knew it, but I thought, he's not getting oxygen.
What followed was a 911 call, an ambulance ride to Kenmore Mercy Hospital, and a family nightmare that fills Valerie with anger when people call COVID-19 a hoax.
They haven't walked down the hallways to go say goodbye to your loved one and see room after room after room of the exact same thing. And that was darkened rooms with people on ventilators. And that's all we saw.
Valerie never saw Walt conscious again. Just hours after his trip to the hospital, he was attached to a ventilator in a medically induced coma. He spent his 74th birthday that way. His wife, daughter, and son were allowed just moments at his bedside.
The three of us got to see him the night before he passed away, and we weren't sure then if we were saying goodbye.
Goodbye came the next day, March 25th, when the ventilator was turned off. There was nothing more doctors could do.
They were just desperate. As horrible as it was for us, I had so much empathy for them.
COVID-19 claimed the life of a man who had been such a great swimmer in his youth that he was invited to try out for the Olympics. A man who joined the Navy and spent 2 combat tours on a destroyer in Vietnam. A man who met the love of his life when they both worked at the Pentagon. She still blushes remembering how handsome he was.
The chief came and brought him to the end of my desk and introduced him. And my face must have belied my impression, because the chief said, Valerie, give him a chance to unpack his sea bags before you go after him. And I just wanted to crawl under the desk. It was awful.
From that light moment, life and love blossomed for Valerie and Walt. They spent decades together, raising their 2 children and doting on their grandchildren. In retirement, Walt truly enjoyed driving a school bus, delivering Meals on Wheels, and especially his hours spent as a volunteer docent at the Buffalo Naval and Military Park.
Oh, he loved it. Who wouldn't? A bunch of old sailors hanging out at old ships and getting to tell complete strangers all about the ships, all about their adventures. Oh my gosh, he loved it. Yeah.
The silence that surrounds Valerie now and her anger have moved her to speak out.
I mean, if people could even imagine what that feels like, that your husband of 50 years is gone and you get to see people say it's a hoax and it's going to disappear on November 4th.
Valerie says she doesn't want Walt's death to be in vain. She asks everyone to do what they can to stop the killer that stole the life of Walter Monahan.
When we leave the house, we put our shoes on. I don't understand why when we leave the house, we don't put our mask on. We put our shoes on, our coats on, and our mask on, and we save each other's lives if we can.
Valerie has written to all 100 U.S. senators about Walt's death, urging more action to fight the pandemic. She believes the American public was not warned early enough. She's hoping by speaking out now that she will change at least one person's mind about taking COVID seriously and wearing a mask.